Right, hi guys, welcome along. Just wanted to share with you my latest Simucube 2 True Drive settings that I'm using. So they're called VRS because that's where they've been plucked from, okay, the VRS website. So obviously if you're familiar with um, VRS, you'll know that they've released their own direct drive motor. Um, the name escapes me, but it's not important. So they've also released um, some settings on how you might want to set this up online. Um, Through their software and then in sim. So it's a 20 Newton meter motor, the VRS. I think it's called the Direct Drive Pro, but I'm not certain. So it's 20 Newton meter motor, and the Simucube 2 Pro 25 Newton meter motor. So I mean they're not miles apart. So having watched a video that Dave Camp posted up, I thought I'd try them out and see if it compares. And I'm glad to report that it does. Okay, so you'll see there in my little profile there, I've got a VRS setup, which is the one I'm using. So I just want to share them with you basically. Can we go full screen? Right, so steering range is 900, you're not going to mess with any of that. The lock to lock bump stop range is 900. The overall strength I recommend you set to 60, okay? So that's the important one. Set that to 60. The force reconstruction filter, put to 5. Now, that's in the middle. If you turn it off or if you put it minimum or if you drop it below 5, then for me personally this becomes a bit shaky. I don't like it. If you go too high, it becomes a little smooth and maybe not so realistic. So 5's kind of bang in the middle. The damping is at 10%, friction is off, inertia is off, static force reduction is at 11%, slew rate off, ultra low latency mode 20%. This filter's disabled, I think that's disabled anyway. Down here on your direct effect fine tuning, 0, 0, and then 100 for everything. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so the main one is basically you're going to set this to 60%. Okay, so that's what they recommend. Now, obviously, that is for a 20 Newton meter motor. I'm running the Simucube 2 Pro, which is 25 Newton meter. You're only outputting 15 Newton meters here, so Newton meters. So it may not matter so much. Now, in sim, what they recommend is not to go in the garage. Okay, so once you're in sim, set the wheel force, the second of the two bars, to the output of your motor. So obviously mine is 25, theirs is 20. So you set that there. And then there is a couple of templates, if you like, on the VRS website that tell you the car and the recommended max force for that car. And I think this was the max force for the Mercedes AMG GT3. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was. This is for the Z4 GT3, so I figured same kind of car class will go with it, and it was absolutely perfect for me. So these settings are working better than anything else I've had, and I've had multiple settings from various forums and websites and tips from friends and fellow racers and all sorts. This is the best one for me so far, hands down. Everything feels perfect. So the only thing you ever want to adjust is this max force, and you want to roll that up and down in the game. Now I race in VR. Everything's all over the place here because I race in VR. But if I can cycle through my black box and your max force, you know, this is the one that's in your black box basically. This is the only one you want to adjust. Everything else you can just leave alone. The true drive settings you can leave alone. The what's it called in there? I didn't even look. How do I get out? Struggle when I'm not in my headset. Everything's a little bit strange. If we go into options, wheel force. Okay, wheel force leave alone. True drive settings leave alone. The only one you ever want to adjust is this one. Okay, just adjust that accordingly to how you like it to feel in the race for each different car. So that's it basically. I'm about to do some testing on Zandvoort for an upcoming league race. Not on my little monitor. We will be doing that in VR. So yeah, hope it helps. Stuff will be maybe popping up. Depends on how I edit the video. We'll see. But if it's a value to you, give us a thumbs up. And if you're into this sort of thing, consider hitting the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Right, guys. Cheers. We'll see you on the next one.